Woods from Darkwood Farm and Chris Piper. So we've been growing a few different kinds of leeks this year. This is my first year, so I'm trying different varieties. And so when I read through the seed catalog, I was looking for different varieties to grow during different times of the year. So the ones that we have been bringing to market, the summer leeks, are supposed to be like thinner and a little bit lighter green in color, and they take less time to be ready. But the variety we're bringing now, the Bleu de Soleil, is really like a fall and winter leek. They get really big. They have that beautiful blue color. They do well in the cold. And I had worked on a couple farms where we'd grown those, and I just thought they were really pretty, like the blue-green color especially. So we grow them. All I do, I don't use any pesticides or chemicals or sprays or anything. I just till a bed, put compost down, and plant them. And for these guys, because people generally like the long white shanks, we poke, we used what was it, a tire iron? We poked holes into the ground deep, and then dropped the little baby leeks down in there, and let a little bit of soil fall in, but really just then let the rain kind of wash the dirt down in the hole, and then they're kind of buried down, and so you get that blanched white part of the leek, and then the greens are just at the surface of the ground. So that was an experiment.
Yeah.
It seems to be working. It makes it a little harder to dig them up because they're so far down in the ground, but it saves you from having to hill them to get the long white shanks. So my favorite way to do leeks is to caramelize them. So just chop them up low and slow in a saute pan with oil or butter. I am a big fan of butter. And I like putting them on I like some of the bitter greens like escarole and radicchio and stuff like that, and having the sweetness of the caramelized leeks on there with a lemony dressing, I think is really delicious.
And do you use the whole thing?
I use most of it. Sometimes when you get up to the top of the leek, it gets a little fibrous. Chris is always trying to get me to put more of the tops in. I'm like, we live on a farm. We don't have to use the tops if we don't want to. We have plenty of leeks. But I mean, if you only had a leek or two, you could use the whole thing. I just like the texture of the lower part. I also love putting them in eggs, frittatas and stuff like that. What's your favorite way to do leeks? Frittatas, yeah. Big fans of eggs on our farm, so. Another seasonal thing that people often use leeks for is potato and leek soup. So that's another way to do them. And I read a really awesome recipe in a magazine that I haven't tried yet, but where you cut the leek in half and wrap it in bacon, and then you do a honey lemon glaze and put it on the grill. Which I feel like anything wrapped in bacon is probably good, and then grilled. It's just a different way of preparing leeks that I'd never had, seen before. But I think it would be pretty good. So.